Welcome to Policy and Profit, the podcast for ambitious insurance agents and agency owners who want to build predictable, profitable businesses without chasing bad leads or begging for referrals. And did you know the average insurance agent makes less than $52,000 a year and over 90% give up in their first year? The top 1% doing anything with their license are making 5 to 10 times as much selling the exact same policies, earning anywhere between $150,000 and $500,000 a year. And it's not luck, it's leverage. The secret is they are following a system to generate fresh hot leads, book appointments, and close policies like clockwork. I've put together a no-cost blueprint just for that system that shows you how to add five to $15,000 in additional monthly income in under 90 days, guaranteed that you can access for free. Just go to writemorepolicies.com/blueprint or click the link in the description. Today's guest is Alex Burrell. He is the owner of Insurance Champions. He specializes in business, home, and auto insurance, and he believes that referrals are the spice of life and going above and beyond to help people is what leads to success. And frankly, I couldn't agree more. So, Alex, welcome to the show. Tell me something you believe is the key to succeeding in insurance sales that most agents completely overlook.
Yeah, I would say for me, you just said it. For me, it has been the referrals. And I know that, one of the things that you say is we don't want to beg people for referrals. And I would agree with that. We don't want to go out and beg everyone for referrals. But for me, it is getting referrals from the people that actually, when they need insurance, right? So, um, yeah, I don't know how much you want me to elaborate on that now, but that
Yeah, go
that
ahead
would
and
be my
elaborate
short
on that.
answers.
Go ahead and
Yeah.
elaborate.
So when I first started in insurance, I worked with State Farm, and the person that trained me in insurance now, he's probably been an agent for over 50 years or close to 50 years. And that's how he taught me to do business is by referrals. But it wasn't begging our customers or begging my family members for referrals. It was where do people need what we sell? And for us, it was the mortgage people and the realtors. That was what I became proficient in how to best service, when people were buying homes, and obviously that leads straight into the auto insurance. So that was the biggest thing for me. And then when I became an independent agent, it was again in the industry. Most of what I do now is business insurance. And so when we go to business insurance, well, who needs that? That was what I started with. So now I've got, my phone, it's full of accountants, mechanics, various city and different entities where, hey, people need insurance for so many different reasons, and they have my phone number. Um, and it takes a while to get off the ground doing it that way because you're not directly prospecting. I do some of that. It's not like I don't do direct prospecting, but a lot of the business I get now is from just a third party referring that person to me.
And you said something very interesting that I do not hear much in the sales world, but it's like the cardinal sin that marketers commit. You'll see so many salespeople go out there and they say, okay, I've got the what. Now, who can I sell it to? And if you did that in marketing, you would like the marketing mama would take her belt off. I don't know if you ever got beat with a belt as a kid, but that's like what you're asking for if you start with the what rather than the who, like you were asking. Like, this is, if you're watching this right now, say this out loud, get it tattooed, get a tramp stamp, slap it on your forehead, say, I will start with the who, because the who dictates the what. And that dictates the where, that dictates the why and the when and the how, but always start with the who. When you're going after a market, you're going after a market share. So this is beautiful that you mentioned that. So how many, if you had to put a number to it, how many referrals would you say you're generating a month?
I mean, it's tough to tell. I would say, it's probably anywhere from 3 to 5 every day. So yeah, it's you know, what's that? Three times, let's just say 20.
Yep.
So maybe about, yeah, I'd say close to, 50 to 60 a month. is is probably close to what it is.
And what would you say on average a referral is worth to you? Because you have to factor in the cost that you're not paying dollars to acquire that customer. It's a referral. So what's an average customer, like what's an average referral worth to you, just out of curiosity?
That's tough to tell because I am sort of a generalist
Yep.
still. So I'll get like these trucking leads that are, 10, $20,000 premiums, but then I also get the general liability for a cleaning business where it's, $400 premium. So, but it's definitely a big thing that, I don't really spend a dime other than time on those leads. And, of course, I do want to bless my referral partners as well, and that's something I'm working on is having a program where I can, do more than just thank them. But that, yeah. So I probably should know those numbers, but at this time I don't know exactly average numbers of what they're
No,
worth.
that's totally okay. And so this is also an important lesson for you guys watching this, that he's having success and he doesn't even know his numbers. And so as a marketer, however, you got to know your shit. You have to know how much a customer costs to acquire. I know it takes me on average $183 to book a qualified sales call just in one of my businesses, which means if I want to go get a sales call right away, I just go give Mark Zuckerberg $183 and I get a qualified sales call. And as long as you could pay more to acquire a customer than anyone else can, congratulations, you've won the Monopoly board. And that's really the goal. So, props to you for figuring that out. How long did it take you to build this kind of referral base that you? How many years and conversations did you have to, like, blood, sweat, equity did you have to put into this?
Well, when I became an independent, it in the beginning, like when I first started in insurance, it was hard. I mean, it was every day for the first 6 months, I felt like quitting. And
Well, dude, before you go any further, walk me through what that was like because I think that's something every single agent walks through, regardless of the line you sell. I've quit more times than I care to admit. I just started back. I rehired myself the next day. So talk
yeah,
about
there
that.
you
What
go.
that was felt like.
Well, I mean, for me, it was really hard. I don't think I would have gone made it through that time if not for the agent that I was with, and that's why I think the training is so important and the really the encouragement, honestly. At a certain point, it's like my agent was almost like a motivational speaker, just encouraging me not to quit and to do this for my family and those kind of things. And the rejection is hard, but eventually you get thick skin to that and you're able to keep pushing through. But for me, it was like at a certain point, I'm just like, it's not about money. It's not about, anything like that. It's just, I'm not going to quit. And then it's like just one more day. If I can go one more day, I'm gonna be able to do this. And so,
Alex, tell me something. When you had that realization that, like, okay, I have to stop stopping, I have to quit quitting, what was that moment of realization like for you? And you're like, there is no other alternative. This is the only way, like the only way out is through. What was that like for you?
yeah, well, it sort of just feels like brute force. For me, there was also a lot of prayer involved. I prayed a lot, but, I remember I started in this business when I was 21. And honestly, I was afraid to pick up a phone. I was afraid to talk to people on the phone. I, grew up in texting. We don't even talk on the phone, growing up. And so it was just, I have to learn to call people. That was the first thing. I have to be able to get on the phone and call people. And then I have to be able to take someone out to lunch and I have to be able to articulate my business proposition and how I can add value to this person. And one thing after another, I have to learn to do this, and that's being a business owner. It's like now that I'm a business owner, I have to learn about taxes and I have to learn about systems and I have to learn about, CRM and AMS and all these things. So there's a necessity. And if I want to keep growing, there's just the next step. So, and some things come easier than others, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Well, what you said
but
is really good, because if you look at how what's so funny is identity really precedes everything, and the self-concept, the self-image you have of yourself. Listen to Alex's language. Rewind this 30 seconds right now, and here's the word you'll keep hearing: have to, have to, have to, have to. Those are what's known as modal operators of necessity. It's rule-based language. And what's so funny is because he sees himself as a business owner rather than just an insurance agent, his priorities are set straight. He has certain boundaries he gets to operate inside of, which probably gives you a lot of flexibility and freedom in knowing what not to do, what you can say no to. And it's probably a lot less rink-a-dink than what's going upstairs of, if I had to look upstairs of what most insurance agents' heads look like, it'd be a cluster, you know what, and just hamster, you know those hamster cages that have that bedding and shit everywhere? That's probably what it looks like. And just a wheel they never get off of. And so, dude, how did you deal with that rejection side of things? Like getting on the phone when this thing felt like 1,000 pounds. How did you deal with the rejection piece?
yeah, I mean, yeah, I would really just credit that to the encouragement of, I've got a lot of entrepreneurship and business owners in my family, my dad, my grandpa, my, family members, and then also my original agent that I worked with. Just a lot of encouragement. And honestly, that's business ownership is I I listen to books and, you know, YouTube videos and I've seen some of your stuff on Facebook and things like that, and went to the insurance conference and different things, and it's just that encouragement, and you get on. Eventually, that's really when I started. That was like my lifeline. I was just clinging to that encouragement. Oh, another thing that's probably a little more unique was thank you notes. I remember when I started. And I was like, I didn't feel like picking up the phone, but I still wanted to do something. I would write thank you notes to all the clients that I worked with, and I'd have a stack of thank you notes there. I remember I would take a picture and send it to my wife, and that would almost like give me a boost. I was still being productive, and that was something that, we did as well to build the camaraderie or the goodwill and just thanking the clients. So that was another thing. It was really just anything I could do to get the encouragement to get through that, you know.
I'll tell you, I put a funny variation on that, and you can this is something you can try if you want to, but I noticed when I changed the word from thank you, because I wrote one to every customer just like you probably do. I changed it from thank you to congrats. Congratulations, and people ate that shit up. Rather than me thanking them for doing business with me, I congratulated them. It's almost like because behavior is either rewarded or punished. And so when you reinforce that purchase, they're more likely to come to repeat business, which when I found that out, I was like, like holy, it was like a holy grail of referrals. And it worked. So
Wow.
I'd be curious to see how that works out for you if you try it, because I know it'll work very well. It helped a lot with conversions. That is very unique that you're doing that. And it makes you sticky. They're less likely to cancel because they have a relationship with you. So
Yeah.
for an agent going through those dark times right now, maybe they need just a word of encouragement. What would you tell them, Alex?
Just don't give up. I mean, that's what it is. If you can make it another month, you might make it another 10 years or 20 years. But if you give up now, I mean, you can make money in this industry, right? It's proven time and time again. You can be successful. You can support your family, but it's just you have to be having that mindset, like you said, of have to. Um, my wife, one other thing I'll say that about the have to mindset, my wife speaks French. Okay. So I've been trying to learn French for 6 years. Ever since I've known her, I've been trying to learn French, and I still don't know French. Why is that? Because she also speaks English. Right? And so if you want to learn a language, you go to the country, you put yourself in the country, you go and live with a family that doesn't speak English, and you'll learn that language in 3 months. if you it's the burning the ships mentality. If you burn the ships, there's no way forward except to succeed. You will succeed. And the reason most people aren't business owners is that's too extreme, for most people is to burn the ships and say I have to succeed. But that's, in most businesses, I'd say that's the only way.
Yeah, well, that's just that's just polarity in our world. It's like the polar opposites of success and failure. I don't think we're very sane people at all, Alex. You got to be a bit weird or something had to have happened to you to want to go through so much stress and resistance. And I get it why people look at entrepreneurs and say, "What a weirdo." I'm like, I agree. I am a
Yeah.
weirdo. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really funny you bring that up, dude. But
Yep. Yep.
oh, this has been really valuable. Alex, for the agents and agency owners listening who want to learn more about what you do, tell us who's a good fit to work with you and how they can get in touch.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, right now, I am definitely, so I have one team member on my team right now. So I'm definitely looking to grow, both with service, but also with sales. I'd really, really love to, have a running mate and someone that I can, train in and kind of have that sales role. So yeah, but is it all right if I give my phone number? Is that,
Yeah, absolutely. This platform's yours.
yeah, so I mean, my phone number is 651-283-7558. So they can just send me a text message. I'd love to help anyone in any way I can with, tips or encouragement or, talking about working together. I'd love to chat with anyone.
Fantastic. Well, we're going to wrap up here, guys. Thank you so much, Alex, for sharing your insights on how you get 50 to 60 referrals. It's very impressive. Round of applause to you. For those of you interested in maybe working with Alex, shoot him a text. He gave you his number. I'm going to put his link to his Facebook below in the description. You can also message him there. And for one of you, let me tell you what you're not realizing. This is a fantastic opportunity to step in for inbound leads. And Alex, would you rather try to sell a cold stranger or a referral?
Referral.
Every day of the week. If you can't close a referral, there's something wrong with you. It's like throwing a hammer at a big garage and yet you still hit a tree. It's almost impossible to miss unless you're just like throwing with your weak hand. Anyways, go reach
Yeah.
out to them. If you'd like to be a guest on Policy and Profit, we're always looking for successful insurance agents and agency owners doing at least 10K a month in commissions and have unique strategies to share to help others. You can apply at the link below in the description. And one more time, if you want to stop chasing leads and start booking qualified appointments with people who actually want to buy insurance, grab our free booked and banked blueprint at writemorepolicies.com/blueprint. Until next time, keep building that commission machine, my friend. Alex, you crushed it, dude. Congratulations.